Welcome back for you who stayed. This is the second part in our two-part presentation by Professor DJ Wu from Georgia Tech. This presentation is on e-sourcing, impact of non-price attributes, strategic bidding, and learning. So without further ado, DJ Wu.
Thank you. Okay, yeah, this has been more fun because last time was really, the talk was really finance. It's hard, it's math. Yeah. But this is the one, especially I see my friend, where we got our data sources is here. And yeah, but I'm also a little bit upset, we have this real expert here. So the talk is e-sourcing. And we're trying to study the impact of non-price attributes, okay, like quality delivery, okay, relationships, and the strategic bidding behavior of the suppliers, and also the learning behavior of the suppliers. This is really the work of Vivian Zhong. She's my PhD student. This is really her dissertation. She has been working for Procuri for 3 years, and also the clients of Procuri. Yeah. So let me thank Procuri first. Yeah. So therefore, Vivian is on the job market. So if Google is recruiting, check her out. She's extremely smart. Okay. Yeah, she did almost all the heavy lifting here of the work. So what's the motivation here? It's so we know a lot of B2C auctions. So actually early on, Vivian wrote a paper with me and other professors, Professor Shrida and Professor Han Zhang. It's on consumer auctions. Okay, the bidding behavior for consumer auctions. Believe it or not, you guys really provide a lot of research for us to do. Okay, folks like Google, like eBay, all those, say new firms, and a lot of people they actually download data from eBay, which is public. Okay, so then you can download, you can study the bidding behavior for consumers. Okay, but our question is, how about firms? So the question is, does B2B auctions different than B2C auctions? So we're trying to ask this question, what's the difference between B2B versus B2C? Since we thought we know a lot about B2C, but we don't know, okay, anything, okay, about the B2B until actually Vivian's dissertation. So this is for the first time we will find out, say what's going on, or what's unique about the B2B auctions. Well, it turns out they are in the literature they have been talking about three things. Okay, so non-price attribute is going to be different. Okay, whether you are my incumbent supplier make a difference. And but in eBay auctions, anybody can bid, right? A dog can bid, right? You don't need a name, okay, actual name. But for those procurement auctions, you have to be a pre-qualified supplier, and definitely you're going to tell the buyer who are you, right? So this is different. Second thing is, hey, winning the auction does not mean winning the deal. Okay, yeah, you can bid really low. You thought you're going to win, there's no way. This is a procurement auction, so the price is going down, okay? And if you're trying to bid in, say, for a resort like a Hilton Head, they're right there in South Carolina, and of course, the higher the price you go, you're going to get it, right? So this is different, okay, than consumer auctions. Finally, this kind of auctions, it's repeated. Because I don't know. See, see Georgia Tech, we have to buy pencils, every year, right? So we have to run these auctions, over and over again. Okay, again, let me use my favorite case, the Dell case example is Dell need to buy memory chips every year, okay, once and once. So these auctions they are repeated, which is different than B2C auctions, right? I just need one iPod, Yeah, I may even bid for a used car, but I just need one used car. As a professor, that's all I can afford, right? So those are different things, okay? In theory, okay. So we want, but nobody has actually opened the actual data set to check what's going on. So that's why we really appreciate the relationship we have made with this company now. Everybody knows it's Procuri, okay, and actually other firms to actually give us the data, the B2B bidding data. And also dynamics is important, okay? That has been shown again into B2C auctions, say how do you bid, okay? How do you bid for iPod in eBay, okay? Different person have different strategies. So I think smart people at Google, you may using what called a sniping strategy. You don't bid, you watch. Okay, and at the last minute you're gonna bid, right? See, and there are also other people. You could call naive bidders. They just like to participate in that keeping bidding. Or simply using the proxies provided by eBay, right? So we know, we know something. Actually, that's the earlier paper by Vivian and also other researchers, see about the bidding behavior. Okay, how do people bid? But we don't know how do firms bid. So these are actually deals, right? Contracts, right? Those are billion-dollar contracts. How do firms they bid? So those are the second thing. That motivates us is different. The last one is, right here at Stanford. Probably he's also a consultant for Google, Professor Paul Milgram. Yeah, very famous and world-class and economist. He's an auction theorist. Okay, as an authority of auction theorist, but he is calling for the new theory about facts. Procuri really shocked us. When we took a look at all the auctions going on with Procuri, we're trying to fit with all the literature. Sorry, no fit. None of these textbook auction models fix what they are using in business practice. So that's why. So we want to study what's going on in business practice. Okay, find the facts, and see if we can build some theories. So those are the motivations. Okay, any questions? Okay, so actually Vivian's dissertation, actually, this is only 2 chapters of his dissertation, 2 papers, okay? The first paper, okay, I'm going to talk a little bit more today, is trying to find out in B2B auctions, what are the bidding dynamics, how do they bid, okay? Also, what's the impacts of a non-price attribute? See, if I know I am an incumbent, okay, supplier, okay, do I bid differently versus I'm a new guy, okay, I'm a new entrant, okay? So that's the question. See, and whether supplier type, okay, will play a role, okay, in terms of their bidding, okay? The second point is how do, that's the second point actually, non-price attribute like supply type, okay, affects bidding behavior, and also the auction outcome. Remember, winning the auction does not ensure you're going to win in the deal, the contract, right? So, but what's the relationship, right, between, okay, A, my type, okay, my supply type, B is my bidding strategy, okay, and and also the interplay, what's going on. And the second question is, when you have repeated auctions, do suppliers actually learn, right? Because I'm bidding, right, again and again. Say, some auctions market, we do it daily, like electricity, bidding, right, is daily, okay. Now Procure is busy, some firms, they are running these events more and more frequently, right. So then, so this is the same thing, right? So I'm bidding, trying to get this deal from Dell to sell Dell memory chips, do I learn something, right, over time, okay? So those are what we're trying to do, okay. So this is the literature, what they're saying, okay, this is what we're doing, basically, I think it's only the first work that actually show you the evidence. So we have lots of theory, but those theory does not fit precisely, okay, what the industry people they are doing, okay. But first thing we want to do, we want to find out what's going on in industry. So this is the first, I believe, this first work that shows the empirical evidence, what's going on. So this is actually maybe, you know him. This is actually my friend Norbert Orr from Georgia Pacific. Yeah, this is the most recent lecture he actually gave in my class at Georgia Tech. He was also a frequent speaker for Procure Empower. Yeah, he was there when you run that in that bucket. And this year, actually, he did video show. Okay, so he's a really authority about strategic sourcing. And turns out, so there are different stages. See, reverse auction is not running the auction only. So there are a lot of things before the auction and after the auction. So this is very important to understand e-sourcing. So you have this information gathering stages, you have this implementation stages, you also have to manage, okay? Yeah, I believe procurement software have all these, modules, functions, to satisfy the needs of different stages, okay? So the whole point is I want to borrow his slides is there's a process, okay? It's not just running the auction. And then this is the model, okay? So this is, we tracked down a major buyer in a high-tech company, okay? It's a big one, a major buyer, and yeah, maybe you look around, it's right here, but I'm not gonna tell you the name, okay? See, turns out in this company's e-sourcing business process, they first do pre-qualification, okay? They qualify suppliers, okay? They invite suppliers, so this business is invitation only, okay? Then send all this RFX, right? Request for information or request for proposal, okay? Then do the auction, okay? Then after the auction, they also have this stage called the contract awarding. And this particular company, it's not automated. It's not automated. It's actually a manual selection. Okay, who is going to win? Okay, and when they select the winner, actually they take consideration of these non-price attributes. Okay, so what's unique about risk research is we are fortunate to have two different data sets. Okay, the first data set is the auction data set. Okay, we also have the second data set is who actually got the deal. Okay, the winner data set, and we also know the supplier type information. Okay, whether you are incumbent, okay, long-term supplier, or you are a new entry, guys. Okay, so it's very unique. Yeah, let me tell you a story with one picture. What we found, okay. Yeah, the winner is the incumbent. Yeah, this is very different than what the media has been saying. The previous work, okay, because people worried, okay, reverse auction is going to piss off my long-term suppliers, okay, it's not going to be sustainable, okay, there are a lot of cry. It's not the case, okay, they also made the predictions firms like, like Procure, they won't be able to sustainable because they don't have use. That's not true. Okay, now, so data shows actually now more and more firms, okay, and they are using reverse auctions, using e-sourcing. Okay, this is actually evidence. So we actually share this paper with Mark Mario, with many people. They gave us actually comments. This paper, yeah, commercialized, was nominated for the best paper for the ISIS conference. Yeah, this is Vivian's paper. We got a lot of comments, from those really industry experts, and like Rick DeHart, Scientific Atlanta, Mark Mario, and Norbert Orr. Let me tell you what we found. Okay, so the plot here, these are actual contracts. Actual contracts for 3 years for a major buyer in the high-tech industry. And the y-axis is, so if I'm going to award the deal, okay, to this new guy, so let's say in China, the savings, okay, yeah, suppose I'm going to award the deal, okay, to the lowest bidder. So those are the potential savings, okay, and the x-axis is, if you travel east right there, is the potential, is the actual savings if you're going to award this deal to your long-term supplier. So are you with me? So, so this picture we're just trying to say, okay, so suppose the deal, if I'm going to give, okay, to my, so suppose there's a point right over here, okay, in this white triangle area, okay, that means, so the savings I'm going to get, okay, compare the new guy versus my long-term supplier, the savings is bigger, okay, if you get the deal, it's all worth the deal to my incumbent, okay, my long-term supplier, okay? And in that shaded area right there is if you can award the deal, okay, to the new guy, okay, your savings will be huge, bigger, okay? Compare if you want to give the deal to the same supplier, your long-term supplier or incumbent, okay? So this is the 45-degree line. So that degree line separates, right? So those shaded area is suppose you're only going for the lowest prices, okay? Then in that shaded area, you should award the deal to this new entry guy, okay? And if that in this area, okay, you should award the deal to this long-term supplier, okay? Guess what happened? This is actual data, okay, actual contracts. See what's showing right there. So the circle, okay, white dot is what actually happened. Is this new guy, or we call non-preferred supplier, actually was awarded deal, and that square is the preferred supplier got the deal, okay? Take a look at this picture. It is almost all the dots are squares, okay? That means, okay, it's the incumbent that got most of the contract, okay? And take a look right there in this shaded area, okay? That's a strong evidence. Shows the influence of non-attributes, right? See why you get the deal, you offer, look, a lot of deals right over there, right? Why you offer those deals, to this, to your incumbent, see, you're not saving a lot. You could save a lot more if you give to this new entrant, but they did not, okay? So that's evidence of the non-attributes, the influence of non-attributes. And they're also roughly, see, I don't know, so you can see that, yes, I don't know, maybe 30% of the time, you also see an interesting behavior. Is actually you see that most of the time, suppliers, the long-term suppliers, incumbent suppliers, they bid the same, almost the same, right? It's all around that 45-degree line. It's the actual matches. They matches this new entrant bid. You see that? And there are also rare cases. Actually, this long-term supplier, they bid lower, even lower. So they are willing to give the buyer more. You see that? You see all those dots right there. So these areas, that means the supplier is bidding lower. Okay, long-term suppliers, incumbent is bidding lower than new entering guys. So they are actually willing to give them more. Well, a possible explanation is say they have an advantage. Yeah. They have, basically they can afford, okay, to give more. So there's also evidence, is this long-term supplier, they are willing to maintain the long-term relationship, right? By actually giving you a better deal. So either I match the deal of this new entrant guy, or actually I bid even lower, basically give you even more. And in exchange, you also find evidence is in some rare cases, okay, the buyer is actually willing to pay more. See, normally this reverse auctions, this is the price I paid, right, last year. Then I need, of course, reduction, right, over the years. There are cases actually I'm paying more than I paid last year, okay. In those rare cases, all those deals were awarded exclusively to incumbent. You see that? You see the evidence. They're trying to maintain this relationship, okay, and take consideration of non-price attributes. So this is basically my talk. You can go. Okay, so this is the actual reverse auction. I won't have time to go over. It's the actual auction we started. Okay, this is only one auction platform. Procure has all kinds of choices. So the buyer, you can set up your own auction. See, different auction rules you can choose. It's really a platform. But for this particular, say high-tech buyer, okay, they use the fixed one, a fixed platform. That's what we did for this paper. Okay, what's the information has been revealed? This is important. Okay, what information you're going to reveal? Okay, there are firms who messed up. Okay, how do they mess up? They actually revealed the actual bid price of the suppliers, and that's dangerous. Then I'm not going to participate. Well, you can imagine if I'm going to participate, my final bid is really very close to my actual cost, right? You can imagine, right? It's close, okay? Yeah, if you review my actual bid, okay, that means all my rivals, they actually, they have a guess. They actually know my price in a range, right? So therefore, it's hurting me. But this company did something very smart. See, they did not reveal the actual bid prices. What they reveal is the rank, okay? See, where are you right now? Okay, see, your own bits, of course, you can see it, right? Okay, and also the current lowest bit, you know, and also your rank, where you are, okay, in terms of your ranking, okay, with the other rival suppliers, and you can see this information as long you bid, okay, you have to bid, you cannot just go there and watch, right? So you have to bid, okay, so we have these two data sets, this is unique, first is the auction data set, okay, the other one is the cost of savings data set, we actually know the supply type, we know the actual price, and we know the price before and after the auction. So we can actually calculate the savings. So we actually have a model. Okay, this makes Georgia Tech unique, right? We're always trying to build new theories, but we started with business practice. So we're trying to make friends with those industry leaders like Procuri or Google. We learn, but we also want to make a contribution. So what's the new theory we can build, okay? So new theory is the basic idea here is the supplier type and number of additional preferred items, okay, this particular supplier can provide, and their number of previous auction experiences, okay. Those three things, we use this as a proxy for non-price attributes. So non-price attributes, one is the type, whether you are my preferred supplier or not. Also, the experiences, they participated. Also, the supplier, then not just supply one item. Say many, they can supply in this particular all items. So you are the high-tech buyer, what do you need? Memory chips, but also I can supply other stuff. I can supply, say a bunch of items, okay? So therefore, but within your portfolio of items, your products, and also, how many preferred you have. Okay, that's a measure. You have all preferred items, for the buyer. So then, those are important. Okay, that you can imagine. That's a lot. It's a measure of the relationship, right? You're dealing with these guys more frequently. Okay, well, imagine that one is actually have an impact. Okay, that's to the bidding strategies. Okay, and also to the auction outcomes. How do you measure auction outcomes? It's the final bids, and also the cost savings and the cost awarding probability. Okay, how likely you will actually get the deal. So, are you with me? Okay. So we have this IRE supply type. I stands for whether you are incumbent or not. R stands for relationship. Okay. E stands for experience, auction experiences. Oh boy, let me see. The first thing we do is, we have this auction data. We want to do a cluster analysis. We want to know how do firms bid. Remember, nobody knows. Okay, of course you can talk with my friend Mark. He can tell you how he's gonna bid, but that's just one firm, right? I want to know this big data set. Okay, how do firms they bid? Okay, so you can do cluster analysis. It's really a statistic analysis. And then how do I measure? So let's focus on the item level. Let's thinking about memory chips, DRAM, okay? And we measure the time, okay, this firm getting in, okay? Then we measure the firm stop bidding, okay? They cannot really quit, but they actually, they stop bidding. That's the time we measure. Then how frequently this firm bid, okay? And also, when they actually, they change their bids, okay, what's the magnitude, okay? They reduce their bids. So are you with me? Those are the four measures, okay? Okay, there are theories, but I'm not going to explain. But anyway, so we build those four measures. Take a look what's going on. Yes. There are 5 clusters. Okay, it's a 3-year data set. Okay, and these are actually how firms bid for the first time. Okay, so we believe our research team is the first who discover how do firms bid for industrial contracts. Okay, take a look of those pink one. Okay, those we call early evaluators. In this firm, they get in. Okay, they bid high, then they bid a little bit, then not bidding. The reason is you don't even realize that suppliers, they don't even know the market condition. So these guys, they come in, they bid, they get a sense about the market, okay? But they are not that competitive, right? They cannot bid anymore because even bidding more, they are making a loss, right? But that's the best I can give to you, Mark. Right there, I stop bidding, okay? And take a look of so there are also mid-evaluators. There are guys that actually get in the middle of the auction. This is roughly 2-hour auctions, okay? Then do a few bids, then stop bidding, okay? These are mid-evaluators, okay? You also have this that we call it opportunists, opportunist. These firms, they watch until the end of the auction, they get in, okay? They bid, okay? Sort of like sniping, in the eBay auctions, okay? And we also have guys called the participators. Those firms that just love to participate, they were there early, they came in bidding, and they're going to play with you until the end of the auction, okay? Why this is interesting? First of all, there are patterns, and all the stuff I just told you, it's new. Because in previous auction theory, you should not have this kind of behavior, okay? Yeah, if you follow previous auction theory and open the textbook, firms should all bid non-strategically, okay? Or what we call straightforward bidding, okay? And basically, what they're going to produce, that's why this is new. So, for the first time we uncover, there are firms right there. This non-strategic guys they are keeping bidding. It's also called ratchet strategy. So when you roller skater, ratchets you, okay, or called the pedestrian strategy. You work like this, right? So basically those firms, they are keeping bidding, okay, and so it's the blue line. So that's the theory predicts. Actually, you should bid like that. That actually is, it's optimal. But if you open, of course, the theory has assumptions, has the model set up. But if you actually open this actually real, reality or real world data set, you discover, other clusters. And these are the major strategies. So that's why the first time we show the clusters, okay, and the firms, they bid straightforwardly, but they also bid strategically. So those strategic bidding behavior is important. This is new. Okay, we need to take into consideration, and the similar behavior in the auction level. So I'm going to skip all that. Oh boy, I'm going to skip all this. What I want to tell you is what we actually did with fun. Okay, I'd be happy to share with you a copy of the paper. I don't want to show those data. We did. Those are econometric analysis. The findings is we find out. Okay, first of all, bidding strategies is not identical. Okay, we have different firms that have different bidding strategies. They are heterogeneous. Okay, 5 clusters at the item level. Okay, and we got evidence showing that supply type or non-price attributes actually change distribution. So we show you, we actually show you the distribution of these 5 clusters at the item level. But then if you take a look whether you are incumbent, or your new entry, the distribution actually changes. So that means that's the first evidence. Supply type actually influence their bidding strategy. So that's the first takeaway. Second takeaway is actually it's also changes the auction outcomes. Okay. See what happened is there's a significant impact. Okay, of the auction outcomes. As we say that. Incumbent guys, okay, they actually bid higher overall in the final bids, okay, because they know I am an incumbent, okay. I have other things, the buyer actually value. Maybe I'm close to you, maybe my quality, there are a lot of other reasons. We actually show you the evidence, and the buyers knows that, and the buyers take that into consideration, okay. They actually awards the deal actually to the incumbent, but also new entry guys, has benefit. Okay, that's the second lecture. So why those new entry guys, they're keeping participating, right? See, I participate in this Dell auction, I bid, by the way, Dell really runs auctions, to get memory chips. Okay, it's just amazing how they are ahead of, the profession. So the question is, again, there's a puzzle. Why, if I'm not getting the deal, why I'm keeping, participating in these reverse auctions? Okay. The second question is that because they have a short memory, they forgot what happened? Those are actually terms from industry. So therefore, of course, we need a model, right? This is Georgia Tech. It's different. So when you have repeated auctions, the natural way to do is a Markov chain. Okay, we developed a Markov chain, and we also measure between the auctions what kind of information you revealed. Okay, so you do the first auction, T-1, then do another one, right? In between, what's the lowest bid for the previous auction. Okay, and you also know your rank for the previous auction, and you also know whether you actually got the deal or not, whether you got the contract or not. You don't know who got it, but you know whether you got it or not, right? So this is again. So this is a different way to put that Markov chain. Okay, these are the state variables. How do you change? Okay, it's a latent Markov chain model. Okay, and this is our conjectures, our hypotheses. We actually have evidence. It's all supported. Yeah, it turns out actually suppliers, they actually bid adaptively. They learn, okay? They learn between auctions. Yeah, this is the first time. Of course, you can have a theory, you can conjecture, but you don't have evidence. Her work is the first time I actually review the evidence to show they do bid adaptively, and they also respond to the rank, their rank. Okay, so this is the actual data. So if you move from auction T-1 to auction T, right? So it depends whether your rank is high or rank is low. Also depends on the strategy you are using. Are you an early evaluator? Are you a mid evaluator? Are you a participator? Or are you an opportunist? And those are the 4 clusters at the auction level. If you measure, those are the 4 clusters, okay? Then you see that they are changing, okay? And it depends on the rank or high. See, this is the probability. Yeah, for those of you who know Markov chain, okay, those are the transition probabilities, okay? It shows that, it's different between different strategies, okay? Also different between your rank, whether you are high rank or low rank, okay? Yeah, let's just take one example, okay? So if I'm an early evaluator, okay, and then, see, I have a high rank, so then you see what's going to happen. See, I'm going to change. See, next time, very likely I want to be a participator. Yeah, you see what I'm saying? Or, take a look at this guy. Suppose I am a sniper, okay, and my rank is high. So, for the previous one, then the next time what I'm going to do is, see, I am going to change my strategy, very likely to be a participator. You see that? So there's a change thing going on. Yeah. So what's going on here is the following, okay? If you put that thing, into this really Markov chain diagram, you can see that. You see how those firms are keeping changing, and how do you make sense of all that? If you are, let me tell you one sentence. What you can summarize all those strategies going on is firms. Actually, we have evidence they are using this strategy called the win-stay, lose-shift. Okay. So all this, if you are in words, okay, these are math, okay, all this data that shows you. See, I'm beating with my current strategy. If I'm winning, okay, I'm going to stick with my strategy, okay. If I don't get it, okay, I'm going to shift. How I'm going to shift, we actually show you the transition probability. Depends, your rank, see how you are. So therefore, to summarize, see that why they are keeping participating, they are learning. So why they are participating? Okay. Of course, another reason is they have lots of capacity. They are looking for for deals. Yeah. But actually, they can learn market price because they know the lowest bid price. They have some idea about market. Okay. They also learn how competitive they are. Right, because they know their rank information. They learn actually bidding strategies. Okay, over the time. And so it turns out, Procure allows firms to actually score different suppliers. Before the auction, I tell you what's your score. But you guys don't know each other. Okay? I tell you whether you're my preferred guys or not, okay, incumbent or not, right? But you have a chance, okay, to move up, okay. You join into this auction as a new entry, so I'm a new company from China, okay? So if I can deliver, if I can perform, say the next auction, hey, your score got raised. You can also, okay, move into that most favorable nation list. You can move into an incumbent list if you can perform, you can deliver. Okay, so therefore that's why they are learning. Okay? They are learning, so they can go back and work it out. Okay, so see what I need to see. What's my problem, right? Is cost or delivery or quality, right? So they actually have a chance to move. So therefore, to summarize the work by Vivian, mainly the following. This is only 2 chapters. She's now doing a big thing, okay, using the big Procure data set, okay. So far she has discovered is suppliers do bid strategically. This is new, okay. But why it's a big deal? Because how do that bid actually affect the buyer's cost savings? So Google should care, okay. So you should care about the bidding strategy of your suppliers, because their bidding strategy affects the final bids, and the final bids affect your cost savings. Okay, so we have evidence. And non-price attributes, is very influential. In theory, again, Professor Paul Milgrom has proved, okay, in these B2B auctions, the decisive role is not the price. It's actually this non-price attributes, okay? But we showed the evidence, okay? Among the first. Then we said why suppliers keeping bidding, okay, because they are learning, okay? And all this is in sharply contrast with consumer auctions. So therefore, procurement auctions is very different than consumer auctions. So that's all I have. Ongoing work is Vivian is trying to study different auction platforms. Procure has them all, right? This is a particular high tech. They know how to do business. They have a fixed, okay, platform, and she's not trying to compare. So what if this is a company sourcing for lawyers versus a company sourcing for hotel rooms, a company sourcing for semiconductors, and a company sourcing that's for landscaping, and then so different information revolution rule, okay, and because it's all there, okay. Then she's trying to study the impact of this information revelation, okay, and to all the stuff we care about it, okay, auction outcomes, final bids, cost savings, and the contract awarding probability. So that's actually her ongoing work is actually with Procure. Okay, that's all I have. Okay. Thank you. Thanks for coming.